Hi guys, welcome to No Bro Mode. Today I've seen this video on X, right, of the owner of PFL saying that the UFC would never put their best five against their best five because Dana's scared. Oh, the delusion's real. Bro, you lost to Bellator. You lost PFL versus Bellator. Bellator wiped the floor, I'm pretty sure, with you guys. I didn't watch it because who gives a fuck? But I'm almost certain Bellator won that shit, bro. And you're talking about the UFC? You'd beat the UFC? Dana White's scared? Psh. Now, I've had to listen to this video, and he does say something at the start that I do agree with, alright, to an extent. I think a lot of other people will as well when they hear it. But let's be real, guys. You take 5 weight classes, alright, from the UFC, from the PFL, put the champions against each other. Who comes out on top? Come on now. Who comes out on top? It's the UFC every time, bro. Name one guy in PFL that's beaten Ilia Topuria. Name one guy in the PFL that's beaten Alex Pereira. Islam Makhachev. Come on now. It's just ridiculous. This dude is just, I don't know what he's yapping on about. Why he's got the impression that PFL are like the next big cut. I mean, don't get me wrong, they are like the new guys, and that's what he says in this video, that we are the new guys on the block, and we understand that. But come on, bro, stay in your lane. All right, you're not on the level of the UFC. You've got Francis Ngannou. Okay, we'll see how he does on Saturday. If he smokes your guy, bro, that just kind of shows the different levels, alright? The different levels. But anyway, let's jump into it. Listen to the first bit, because I do agree to an extent. He does mispronounce Sugar Sean's name. He calls him Sugar Shane. Pretty gay, but I do agree with his first bit. Let's listen.
Question is about, are we nervous about Francis? Maybe nervous about this outcome? No. Professional Fighters League is different from the other guys. The other guys are a promoter-driven league, and they have stakes in certain fighters winning. They put a lot of investments in Sugar Shane O'Malley. They work to make sure he wins. They invest a lot of marketing, hoping he's the next Conor McGregor. And then he falls flat, and they're disappointed. That's not what Professional Fighters League is about. We're a fighter-driven league.
Now, I do kind of agree with this point. The UFC, when they have a favorite fighter, they push and push and push for that guy to win, bro. Sugar Shane O'Malley, I think he's bang on the money there. To be honest, they were pushing for Sean to be the next big thing, the next superstar. And then Marab comes and wrestle-fucks him and beats him. Okay? It's happened over and over and over again, okay? They put so much money into John Jones, you know. They want John Jones to be the GOAT. They want him to retire undefeated, you know. So they're giving him Stipe instead of Tom Aspinall. You know, it's shit. You know, they give their prospects just can after can after can. Look at Bo Nickel. Can after can after can. He's clearly levels above these fighters. Can after can. Yeah, he's getting Paul Craig now. Brilliant. But they do this quite a lot with their favoured fighters. They push for them to win. So I agree with that. Good point by the owner of PFL. Let me know if you guys agree as well, because I think that is a big problem in the UFC. They do push for certain guys to win, and it's like certain style of fighters. Like look at all the Dagestanis, bro. The Dagestani privilege, that's not just a meme. It's a real thing. The Dana White privilege, it's a real thing that happens in the UFC. So he's not wrong with that point. He is wrong about Sugar Shane O'Malley. It's not his name. Sugar Sean. And he's a cook.
The fighters control their destiny. If they win, they advance. If they win 4 times, they become world champion in the league season. $1 million.
I like that though. I like how they win and advance forward in the tournaments. When you've got people like, who's an example? Bilal. I don't like the guy, but how long did it take him to get a title shot? How long did it take Bilal to get a fucking title shot, man? And then you get people like Khalil Roundtree that just get a title shot. That makes no sense. I like how the PFL do it. They win, they advance. They win, they advance. They win, they advance, and then they are the champion. I like that. Now, I'm not saying UFC should do a tournament-style fight league, but they need to make... But they need to make it more fair. They need to make it fairer for fighters that have been grinding for fucking ages, for so long. And then it takes them years and years to actually get a title shot. Like Bilal. No one likes Bilal, but everyone was saying, when are you going to give Bilal a title shot? He's earned it. I bet everyone regrets that now. Because he's fucking boring.
In the bout. I don't control anything here. I don't have favorites. I root for them all. That's what makes professional fighters be so great. Fighter-driven versus promoter-driven. Doesn't matter who wins and loses here to us. We root for them all. We support them all. There's 650 million MMA fans in the world. And right now, you only get 60 great fights a year. 40 from UFC, 20 from Professional Fighters League. Well, it's 4,000 soccer matches. So all of you should be fans of both UFC and PFL. There's only 60 great fights a year, and there's 650 million events. So it's not either or. It's two great companies doing very different things. The second thing, we have equal fighter talent, professional fighters do. Yes, the UFC's brand is bigger.
Nope. Disagree. You do not have equal fighter talent, guys. You had a PFL versus Bellator fight night, and you lost. You lost. Bellator kicked your ass. That's Bellator. Not the UFC. Look at the people that have come from Bellator. MVP. Who's talking about MVP now? He got beat by Ian Gary. Michael Chandler. He's beaten fucking Dan Hooker, Tony Ferguson. That's it. Like, that is it, bro. He got pieced up by Gaethje, pieced up by Poirier, pieced up by Oliveira. You know, it's just levels, bro. Unfortunately, you guys do not have the talent that UFC have, which is expected because you are brand new to the MMA scene. Nothing against you, but don't be delusional, bro. Don't be delusional. Come on now.
Recognize that for the new guy. We have to work for it during years 5, during years 30. But if push came to shove, and it was 5 fights, we pick 5, they pick 5, let me tell you, they wouldn't do that. Because we went half and they went half.
No, they wouldn't do it, bro, because Dana White doesn't like to collaborate, for a start. But let's just say Dana White did want to do this. Let's just say Dana White was like, you know what, fuck it, let's do it. You wouldn't win any, bro. You wouldn't win a single fight on that card at all. Call me a casual. Oh, casual. Oh, casual. Oh, you're a casual. You don't watch PFL? I'm a real MMA fan. I watch PFL, Bellator, Cage Warriors, ONE FC. I watch all of them because I'm a real fight fan. Stop pretending, guys. No one watches PFL. I'm not saying that as a dig, as in that's why they won't win. But it's because of the talent pool, bro. No one knows these guys. Yeah, the names are bigger in the UFC, but the names are bigger for a reason. Because they're better fighters. You wouldn't win half, bro. You wouldn't win a single fight. I'll be generous. I'll give you 1 out of 5, bro. 1 out of 5. That's it. You would not win half, and it isn't that isn't that they wouldn't do it because they're scared. They just wouldn't do it because Dana White just wouldn't do it. He just wouldn't interest him. He could do it. It probably do be a good pay-per-view, do some big numbers, but you wouldn't win half. Let's not be delusional.
We'd win half and they'd be paid. That's why Dana, #Dana scared, would never do that. He knows that, and we know that. So, but big fans of all of them. We love all fighting. We root for all fighters. We watch them both.
#Dana scared, bro. No, Dana's not. Why would Dana be scared of you? Oh, I mean, I agreed with the first bit. UFC definitely have favorite fighters. If you don't think that UFC have favorite fighters and they want certain fighters to win certain fights, you're delusional, like this guy. All right, that happens. It happens all the time. Look at all the robberies that go on. Look at all the fucking robberies that happen in the UFC. And a lot of the time, it's for the favored fighters. Every really close Adesanya fight that could have gone the other way has gone to Adesanya. John Jones against Gustafsson in the rematch and against Dominic Reyes got the nod. Robbery. You know, Sean O'Malley would have got the Merab fight if it was closer, but it wasn't, unfortunately. But you know, they are favourites. But that whole 5 versus 5 thing, bro, you would lose that shit. And how are you going to win half if there's five fighters each? Dumb cunt, bro. Well, let's read some comments because there's quite a few. Your entire promotion for the biggest PFL card yet has been all about the UFC. This is why no one takes you seriously. I mean, I'm not seeing any promotion, but if that is true, you need to worry about yourself, bro. Worry about yourself. So the PFL marketing plan is just to mention UFC as much as possible, rather than just marketing their own brand. That's not what happened when PFL faced off with Bellator. Yes, bro, what I was saying. Makes PFL versus Bellator done after going 1-5. They're all my fighters, so we all win. So PFL won 1-1 and Bellator won 5. And you think you're gonna win the UFC? You think you're gonna go half with the UFC? 105 matches. Yeah, I've said that. UFC would sweep every division. If the PFL champs were good enough, they'd be in the UFC. I guess so. In the Bellator lawsuit, there was a claim that PFL's. Shavkat and Ely could probably 2v5 Don Davis fights. Dana White said, I didn't even know who this guy was until you just said it. Brilliant. I mean, everyone's kind of just going with what I was saying. In what way would that benefit the UFC? And that's what I was saying. Dana White doesn't do promotions, bro. I mean, collaborations, and he just wouldn't do it. He just wouldn't do it. Look how PFL Bellator went. Bro couldn't even lie and say they'd win. Oh, God. Delusion. Fucking hell. Yeah, I mean, everyone seems to be agreeing with basically, well, not agreeing, but with the same opinion as what I have. No one's mentioning the first bit though, which I will say, obviously they're not going to because they're going to focus on the big headline, which is UFC are scared of us. But I think that the first point that he brought up about UFC having favorite fighters is true. But this next bit about how they'd win half, not true at all. It wouldn't even be a fucking challenge. And I don't know any PFL fighters, but I don't need to. All I need to know is they had a PFL versus Bellator night, and Bellator wiped the floor with them. And that's Bellator, bro. Bellator is the fucking B League. It's probably the C League. Alright. UFC's the A League. So stay in your lane, bro. Stay in your lane. Stop being so delusional, alright? It's okay to have confidence, but there's a fine line between confidence and delusion, and you're veering over this side a little bit, if you know what I mean. Okay, PFL, they don't stand a chance against the UFC. I would love to see that, though. That'd be great. So, Dana, get it done. It's not going to happen, but get it done anyway. Shut this guy up once and for all. He's going to keep mentioning the UFC and Dana White, so why not just do it? Shut him up, make a fuckload of money off of a cross-promotional event. Everyone would tune in to watch that, to see PFL get absolutely slaughtered. It'd be great. I would love to see it. Will it happen? I doubt it. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about this dude. Is he called Don Davies or something like that? Let me know what you think about what he said. Do you think PFL would win half of the bouts? Would they win a single one? And what do you think about the UFC having favourite fighters? I think they do. And if you don't think that, I think you're in denial. Okay? We can enjoy the UFC, but we can criticise it at the same time. Like and subscribe. Links down below to my Instagram and TikTok. And until next time, I'll see you in a bit.